Hello, folks. Welcome to another episode of SMEs in Virtualization and Cloud. I'm Kong Yang with Solar Winds.
And I'm Todd Muirhead with VMware.
Hello, Todd.
Hey, Kong.
Always love your VMware shirts.
I try to change it up every week,
Nice.
different color.
Very, very nice, my friend. So on today's episode, um, in honor of the NBA trade deadline, our performance counter will be swap writes per second. And swap writes per
Swap
second.
rights can literally be translated over into the trade deadline. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. So swap writes per second. It's the rate at which you're swapping out memory and writing it to disk.
Which is a really bad thing in terms of performance. If once you begin to start swapping out your memory to disk, performance typically falls off a cliff. It's pretty bad.
Right. So
It's better than the whole thing not working.
True.
Which would happen if you couldn't swap, but swapping does really
And
big penalty.
and to that point, it's where you overcommit memory so that you can have more or spin up more VMs, right?
Right, and
At a penalty.
right, and so one important thing about what we do with vSphere and ESX is there's a lot of technologies that we've added, right, to prevent you from having to swap. You do other things before. So we've got so you can overcommit, and then we can do shared pages.
Yep.
So if VMs are using the same pages, then we'll just keep one copy, and they can both use it. Got the balloon driver to prompt guest operating systems to release memory, so that then the host can has more. We have memory compression, which we do at the ESX host level. So all these are examples of things we do to prevent you from having to go to swapping. But ultimately, if you use up all of those things and you're really way overcommitted and there's no more memory left, then
Then that
swaps,
happens.
swaps
Yeah.
per second is what happens.
So if the net of that is if it's greater than 0, you have issues.
You need to definitely look into it. Yeah,
Yes.
if you see greater than 0 and you're having performance problems, it's a good chance that this is what the cause is.
And there's a great chance that we'll cover some of the features to alleviate page swaps, swaps to disk in other issues, because you brought up memory ballooning, and that in itself can run into some contention and bottlenecks.
So I've got a good sports analogy
Okay.
for swapping and why it's so bad. So in baseball, if you're a manager, right, and you need to bring in a new player, right, you just do this, and the pitcher comes in from the bullpen, or you bring a new pitcher in, right? So he runs in, and he's pretty quick because he's right there. He's on the field, right? He comes in. Swapping would be like if you did this, and then you had to go to the minor leagues to get the guy. You would have to wait a couple of days,
Ooh, I
right,
love
for
that
the guy to
analogy.
show up, versus the guy just running in from the outfield. And that's about the difference that we're talking about when what you want is in memory versus you have to go all the way to disk. It's like an exponential
Awesome.
difference.
I too have a swapping analogy, but it's not safe for work, so we'll just leave it at that. Okay. So, folks,
Very good.
I hope you enjoyed Todd's baseball analogy for swap rights per second. It's definitely a bad thing, and when you see that it's greater than 0, it means that you've overcommitted memory, and you need to take a look at that. So please join us next time. Let us know what you think, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everybody.